Counter-Strike just released an update that caused a $3 billion market crash. Wait, don't click off the video yet. I promise this is about Pokemon and the Pokemon market itself. So this Counter-Strike story is a huge topic right now. It is trending on all social platforms, and I think that what has happened to the Counter-Strike skin market and the investor mentality is a huge reflection on what is happening with Pokemon right now as well, kind of in the opposite direction. But I'm going to compare, and I'll show you how these two things are related. And this video is going to tie in very well with yesterday's video. The problem with both scenarios in this case is the investor mentality. So, quick lore update. Counter-Strike has skins for all of the weapons in the game, and these skins can be sold for real-world money through a marketplace that they have in the game. So, there are tons and tons of videos of people doing skin opening videos because when they pull, certain like red items or whatever, knife are the rarest of these skins. Some of these skins are worth thousands, tens, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And down here you can see there was actually an AK-47 skin that sold for over $1 million prior to this update. So just like what Pokemon is going through right now, Counter-Strike turned into an investment for some people. The video game, the skins that were meant to just be able to show off, prestige or, for a lot of cases, just how much money you have to open up the skins. But the cool skins were something that a lot of people turned into investments rather than just focusing on it being a game. They decided this is how I am going to accumulate value through having a skin library and then being able to sell them. And they have all kinds of apps for market watching and, tracking the graph and all this stuff. This update that Counter-Strike released, I'm not going to explain how it works, but basically what happened is your ability to get the super, super rare skins is so much easier now that all of those skin prices immediately crash to the point where, so a market cap, which is what this is talking about, the $6 billion market cap, that is how much value is in the market, okay? So it's not what is currently trading or selling at, but is what all of the skins put together were worth about $6 billion that were in people's inventory. This update caused the prices to crash so hard that it lost half, $3 billion overnight just from one update. You can see right here, this is an example of somebody's inventory. I don't know who this is, but everything is in the red. And you see all of these. This is what the current market price value is, and everything you can see is just absolutely tanking. And so people are losing their minds because a lot of people have invested a lot of money into these skins, and now they're watching their investment completely disappear. So how does this tie into Pokemon? Well, yesterday's video was all about how Pokemon has turned into an investment for a lot of people. It's no longer viewed just as a hobby or a game to play, art to collect. Now there is a lot of people who treat it as an investment. They have sealed products that they plan on holding on to, and this is like their retirement fund. They're using it as a physical stock market. Well, these skins were being used as the stock market is already digital, but it's a video game digital stock market. So people would invest in skins, they would build up their portfolio and their library, and then this was, they're looking at these values continue to go up and they're feeling really good about themselves. The problem with that is things like this can happen with no warning. Your investment can crash overnight. Pokemon is a little bit different because it's a physical product. There's nothing that Pokemon can do to take that product out of your hands. However, Pokemon could go out of business tomorrow. They're not going to, but let's just say they could go out of business. Those products could fall out of the popular zeitgeist and your entire sealed collection could drop to zero. You could lose the buying market overnight. Eventually, the group of people who are obsessed with Pokemon, they're going to either move on or in a long enough timeline, they will pass away. And so someday, it's very possible that your sealed collection, your investment of Pokemon, same thing happens to it as this, where it just disappears. And I think this is a very dangerous mentality that people have kind of gotten into, where now things are no longer seen as hobbies, no longer seen as a video game to enjoy. Things have turned into an investment. Anything that has real-world value or has the ability to be sold for real-world money has turned into an investment for people. Everyone is looking to turn whatever the new thing is into a way to make money. It's a side hustle, it's an investment, whatever it is. And I think this mentality is infecting so many things that it's really destroying people's ability to just enjoy hobbies, to enjoy video games. Part of it is hustle culture. Part of it is the economy is not doing well for a lot of people, and so they're looking for extra ways to make money. But regardless of what it is, the investor mentality of turning all of these different products, these hobbies, into investments is causing a lot of issues across the board. Now, I would never tell somebody not to try to make more money. If you need more money, if you are struggling financially, if you just want to increase the amount of money that you're making, I would never tell somebody not to try to do that, to try to focus on that. I think that having money is very important for you to be able to live a life that is relatively stress-free, right? My whole point of this is to be careful with what you are treating as an investment. Nothing is a sure thing, and looking to turn hobbies or video games into investments has a very high inherent risk to it. Now, as far as risk goes, Pokemon is a relatively safe risk, especially because it is a physical product. They can't just release an update that, wipes things out. The digital stuff can just disappear overnight. Your physical products can't actually disappear, but don't listen to people who tell you that anything is a guaranteed surefire thing, because that doesn't exist. That's simply not the case. The market for everything goes up and down all the time, and there are different things that happen that will just crash markets overnight. But I wanted to make this video because I felt like it really highlighted what I said in yesterday's video about the investor problem and how things like this have become all too common, where everything now is treated as an investment, and that investor mentality causes a lot of people harm, either indirectly, directly through losing their money. In Pokemon's case, it is causing people in the hobby and the collectors to lose out on products because they're fighting now with people who only want to buy stuff for investment. Whatever the case is, the investor mentality that is kind of parasiting its way into every community and every video game, hobby, whatever it is right now, is causing harm everywhere. And more specifically, if you are hoping to retire off of your Counter-Strike skins, or in Pokemon's case, if you are hoping to retire off of your sealed booster box collection, I think it's in your best interest to diversify and to make sure that you are not 100% all in on one thing. Because if that one thing fails, if it crashes, if it disappears overnight, you could be left high and dry. Essentially the way that these people are. You can see there is a hotline here for a word that I'm not supposed to say on YouTube, but because of how much people have lost money, they feel like they have lost, their retirement. They've lost all of their hope. This kind of thing can't happen. And so I want you to just be aware. Make sure you are diversifying. The one thing that is the safest is the stock market. Index funds specifically typically are going to go up unless the country, America, actually crashes and fails. And in that case, the least of your worries is going to be retirement. So that is a really good, safe investment for you. Precious metals, that kind of stuff. Make sure you have a portfolio, and it's not just, my plan is Pokemon, or my plan is rare Counter-Strike skins. But that's it for my advice. I'm obviously not an economist. It's just, I felt like this story right here was a great encapsulation of the investor mentality and how fickle it can be, how delicate that whole thing can be. But if you found any kind of enjoyment or good advice from this video, please click the subscribe button, click the like down below. It helps me out a ton. I really appreciate you guys watching. We'll have more market news, I guess, in the future. But thank you all for watching and have a great day.